Okay, what have you started trading or just got information? Give me some really good information about Bitcoin.
You're obviously an experienced and sophisticated investor, so let's just take that money and put it into a secure and qualified account. And it's good!
Look at that classic account, spread from 3.3 pips. Welcome Samuel Leach from Samuel & Co. Trading. Samuel & Co. Trading has been going since 2012 and taught over 1,500 traders in 2016. Today we have Samuel Leach on the show.
Samuel Leach, was on the podcast.
I got tunnel vision for the mission, and my palms are itching, palms are itching. No, I can't waste my time, can't waste my time. I gotta stay on my grind, stay on my grind. So I got tunnel vision for the mission.
Hey guys, so we'll give those stragglers a minute or so and we'll get started. It's nice to see so many people joining us on this one with over 94 attendees so far, and we haven't even started yet, which is great. Elliot, who's just coming in now on the chat, so he'll be answering some of the questions. So on here, if you just look out for Elliot, so his name will actually pop up E, then he will be answering some of the questions throughout my lecture. So we're going to just give it a couple more seconds before we let other people join, and then we'll get started, see if we can get up to over that 100 figure, and then we'll crack on. So this webinar, what we're going to cover is quite a few things. So I'm actually going to do something on this webinar that no other trader has done, or a trader that I'm aware of has done. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak, in this webinar, and you can hold me to that. The webinar is recorded, so I am pretty much held to it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to cover a little bit more about my story, how I got involved, for about 5-10 minutes. Then we're going to go into live funds and what we do here at Samuel & Co. Trading in regards to the amount of traders that we've invested in this year alone, how much. Then we're going to go on about the track records and importance of track records, on about the FCA and actually the regulation that you should be looking for when you're trading yourself, but also for when you're looking to learn from someone. It's very important that you are learning from the right person. And so I'm going to give you some of the points that you should be looking out for on this. We're then going to go over a unique opportunity that I have at the very end. So it's quite important that you guys hang around for that, because it's an opportunity that I'm not going to be offering again, especially for the rest of this year and potentially next year. So if I was you, I'd hang around for it. I want to give some of you a unique opportunity, and I'm really enjoying doing these webinars and educating people via this for free. And so you guys have a little bit more education within the market. So can everyone hear me okay so far? If we can just jump on the chat and just say yes. Great stuff, guys. So a little bit about my story, so you know who I am. I hope a lot of you know who I am, and I hope a lot of you follow me on my YouTube channel. So pretty much I got started at trading when I was 18 years old. I wasn't a good trader by all means. You know, I started trading at 18, just paper trading. I didn't have the capital to trade at the time. So I just basically write down on a bit of paper where I would buy and where I would exit. And that's what I did when I was 18 years old. Come a long way in those kind of years. So, you know, I'm now 26, but that's how you start your journey. You've got to start your journey by taking the initial steps of just getting used to the markets. What am I buying? Why am I buying it? And taking those little steps of just, you know, paper trading, so to speak. I carried on paper trading. I got obsessed with the markets, as I'm sure quite a lot of you guys have been, and you guys are obsessed with the markets too, I hope. Yeah, it's one of the best things you can be, because you really master your craft. And as I really started to develop my skills, I went to university. Now, I was at the same time, it was really quite a tough one, because I was working in a private bank. So, you know, I'm running as an assistant project manager in a private bank. It's called Samuel & Co. Private Bank. So I got a good insight into the markets. I got a good insight to how everything is working. And it was a really good eye-opener for me. So that was a nice step to be able to get into a firm where I could see the world. And I really escalated quickly when I was in that bank. So I went from an intern straight through to a tester. So for somebody that may know, I'm a programmer, I write algorithms, and I would test the bank systems. So basically I would be testing the Visa card upgrade system. So I'd be making sure that there was no internal code errors, there was nothing like that. And I soon started to outrank a lot of the testers within the bank, and that's when they decided to move me up to assistant project manager. And as I was assistant project manager, my trading at uni was going very, very well. And I managed to turn 2,000 into 170,000, hence how I got that reputation of, wow, who is this kind of guy? And at that point, I had to make the decision to leave the private bank and go and follow my dreams at Samuel Co Trading, because I was making a lot more capital trading than I was, actually working at the bank. So that was an interesting start for me. And I had that insight of not only my university degree, but then working in banking and also trading and building algorithms and having the functionality of seeing how the banking system works. And that was a good insight, and I would say a good stable way to get into trading. So starting off paper trading, building up your small risk. And I don't advise it, but I did use my student loan grant, which was £2,000. I was lucky enough to be able to really propel that and turn it into more money. So that was quite exciting for me, and my reputation grew and grew and grew. And I started this whole kind of stock newsletter of what stocks I was looking to buy and so on and so forth. And as my knowledge grew, I then moved into FX a lot more and started trading a lot more heavily. Now, that's kind of a little bit about my background of how I got into trading. And then I got my regulations and so on and so forth. And now Samuel Co Trading is probably one of the fastest growing prop funds in the UK. And not only that, but we're also growing in Birmingham and in Madrid. We're growing our Spanish borders and our Spanish traders out there. And it's a very interesting, time for Samuel Co Trading. We've just moved into new offices, large offices, going through an expansion. Let me just have a quick look. I can see there's one question on the Q&A there. So hi, Harry. So I basically studied business and marketing. So I learned more about a lot of how the business management side works. So it went quite hand in hand with project management at the time. I hope that answers your question. So that was pretty much a little bit more of a story, but I didn't come from a wealthy background. I came from a normal working class background and then really kind of worked my way up. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I really kind of advise that just because you're maybe in a bad situation doesn't mean you can't get yourself out of that, So I came from a bit of a broken family, divorced parents and so on and so forth. And, really kind of got my head down after getting over all of that and really kind of propelled myself in trading. And you don't need a large amount of capital. You just need to be able to put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it and not try to let other people's mentality restrict you on that. And that's kind of what my kind of go-to frame of mind was. Maybe a little bit arrogant to start with, because I was like, look, I just leave me alone. I'm going to get on with this and I'm really going to progress. And that was kind of what my plan was. So what that brings me on to is, where are we now? So Samuel Co Trading at the moment is in Watford Junction, above the actual station. And we've got absolutely lovely offices, the £7.5 million refurb that went into play. And, we've also got offices in Birmingham, and we've also got our awareness and kind of offices opening in December in Madrid, which is, my next kind of go-to office place. Absolutely great team out there in Madrid. And we're growing at a good rate out there and soon to be opening and launching our offices there too. So it's, it's a very progressive business at the moment, and we're really, really expanding. So at the moment, this year alone, I've invested in 39 traders, which is a big step for me personally, since it's just me, the director of the company. We invest in 39 traders, and that equates to just over 842,000. I'm sure some of you guys are in the room here. So can someone, if you are an invested trader, can you just write on the chat, hey, that's me, I've got investment of so on and so forth, just so the other people can actually see what I'm saying is true. Cool, I'm an invested trader, not yet, but working hard at it. Hey, I'm invested in, hey, that's me, invested in a few weeks ago, that's me, recently invested, me too. So there you go. You can see that I'm not just talking rubbish here. And this is kind of what I want to put my mind to, of showing you what you should be looking at when you're going for education in the markets. Now, there is so many people out there that are educators in this market, and it's absolutely embarrassing to traders like myself.
Well, anyway, since you don't really have any experience in trading, you do not have to worry because we're going to cover up whatever information that you will be needing, okay?
Fake news.
In order for you to also be aware of what we do here at the company.
Now, there are three things that we should be looking for when we're doing this, and we're looking at track records, okay? Every trader that is educating people in this market should have a verified track record, okay? Now, what is a track record? Now, a track record is not a demo account. A demo account means that you're not capable of trading live funds, and that is a bit of a big issue, I think, when you're teaching people in return for money. It doesn't make sense, does it? I'm just asking, like, out of the entire company, is there just one person that has a track record that could show us their results? Just one person out of the entire company. It doesn't matter whether it's a $500 or $1 million. I just obviously wanted to see that it works. I think that's fair, isn't it?
No, I mean, we have clients that, yes, but we cannot what would you really like to send us, for us to send you the client's trades, or I don't understand what you're actually asking for.
No. One of the account managers, the guys that are teaching it, one of those guys.
Yeah. To show you what?
To show me their track record. Because obviously if they're teaching, then they've got to be good themselves, right?
Yes, of course, but everyone is here, they're not allowed to trade in their real account, so they trade in demo account.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, even if I show you 100 trades on the demo account,
What I'm saying is I've got a track record, and it's not me just saying I've got a track record. It's verified, it's proofed by my FX book. And now that is very, very key. You can see I've got losses as well on there. You can see I've had losing down points. Let's have a look at my losing months. So I've had a couple of losing months. Let's have a look at 2016 as well. See 6%, 1%, and then over to 2017, you can see 2 losing months. January was a great month. I had a great gap trade on that one. Fantastic. So you can see kind of what I'm doing in regards to this. And this is low risk trading. Are you guys all following me? Fantastic. Good. I'm glad you're following me. So that's important. It's absolutely crucial that you request this. If any educator says, no, you don't need to see my track record, or I don't have one, well, you shouldn't really be learning from someone that can't provide a track record.
it's not track records because basically not every single trade is the same. We cannot give a strategy that works. If I have a strategy that works 100%, 100, then I wouldn't be talking to you, or be billionaires, or be in the Bahamas. You know, we'll be sipping on cocktails.
But traders, but obviously traders are all different, but they still have a track record. I'm just saying, you said a minute ago that the account managers, they all trade demo because they can't trade live in the company or something, you know?
Correct, yeah.
Right. Well, so how are those guys making money then? He said he made a lot of money, but how can you make money on a demo?
It's fake, phony, fake.
You know, if they can't provide a track record, that's flag number 1, and you shouldn't be learning from that person. Okay, so that's point number 1. So a verified track record. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to steer away from that just a little bit and just show you the capabilities of exactly what you can achieve by making roughly 50% per annum. I play what we call the long haul game. So I've got a high risk account, which is actually up. Elliot's up, what, 8.5, isn't it? High risk portfolio this month.
Yeah, 8.8.
Yeah, so my high risk account is up 8.8%. I have Elliot that helps overlook it, just to make sure that I'm keeping up to house it because it's high risk. And then I've got my low risk account. I'm not going to tell you that trading is going to be a quick game where you're turning, you know, £100 into £1 million within a year. It's not like that. Number 1, you need a verified track record educator. Okay. 2, they need to have some sort of regulation. It is really, really key to make sure that whoever is learning, whoever you're learning from, has some sort. Yeah, exactly, Harry. You should add that the record goes back a significant amount of time. You know, it's exactly, some people, if they're showing a month or 2 months, it's not relevant. You know, show me a year. I want to see how you perform over an entire year, at least 12 months. And we need to have some sort of regulation in play. It's absolutely crucial.
Okay, what they do is they teach you firstly how to trade. They take you through all the steps of investing. They give you some valuable information and answer any questions you have about Bitcoin.
Yeah, what's the company's name, sorry? LAVXO, did you say?
No, Google them, they're really a top class company.
That'll be interesting tomorrow. They said they was regulated, so that's an upgrade from yesterday, isn't it? Oh, SciSec regulated, so they've got regulations then. It's owned by in Cyprus investment firm. It's supervised and regulated by the Cyprus Exchange Commission, so they are not regulated by the FCA. That's cheeky, isn't it, to say that they're registered with the FCA, but they're not regulated by them? Because that kind of looks like you're regulated then, doesn't it? Isn't that a conflict of interest to be an educator saying they're going to tell me what trades to take and also register me on their brokerage? Okay, so what you want to do is, from this, you want to make sure that they're regulated. Yeah, I'm looking to trade Bitcoin.
Whoever was telling me back then, I need to wait a little bit. I called them back yesterday, and they were pissed off at themselves for delaying the process.
Yeah, I understand, yeah. Are you a trader yourself?
No, I'm your client specialist.
You're a client specialist?
Client specialist, yeah. My job is here to find out what you came for, what you're looking for, and see how we can help you. You need at least something called an ECM account, which is a minimum investment of about 5,000 US dollars.
Oh, right. Can you not trade it any other way?
You mean?
Is that the only way that you can trade it if you have $5,000?
Yes, which is about 3,800.
You are fake news.
You're not directly regulated by the FCA. You're regulated by the SciSec, and then you're listed under the FCA. So you're not regulated by FCA. You're regulated by SciSec. You're the difference. Well, the difference is that SciSec, you could just close down the company and then reopen it in a different company name and then start again. That's pretty much the difference. So where are you guys calling from now?
We're calling from Cyprus. That's where our base is from.
Okay. So on the educators that are sending it across, are they regulated under your company?
Who's regulated under our company?
These market experts that are going to be helping me.
They work in this company, Samuel. They're called senior account executives.
I love the title. Do they have verified trading stats?
And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
As per regulation, we're not allowed to trade. Our track record is in the demo accounts, and that's about it.
So you're not regulated to trade?
For the company?
Yeah. So you can't trade.
No, we're regulated to provide you services in a platform that you can trade on, not to trade for you or for us.
And it's gone.
What's all gone?
The money in your account. It didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Let's have a quick look at some questions here. What is a gap trade? A gap trade is where you're taking advantage of a gap in the market. So, for example, like the stock exchange, pound, if, for example, you have a buy trade on, say, pound US dollar, it can gap up on Sunday open by 90, 100 pips. And if you're a scalper trader, then you do very well from it. While maintaining correct money management, correct analysis, what profit gain during assessment is required for investment? Kind of a 2-to-1 profit factor, Mo. How are you able to prove that this is spread betting rather than trading, i.e. tax-free? The account is just a spread betting account. So it's with ActiTrader. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So we've answered those questions. Right. So next part is that you're looking at the FCA. So the Financial Conduct Authority. Now, these are the guys that sit on our shoulders, make sure that we're saying the right things in the right manner, ethically, and making sure that we are pretty much talking in the right sense. We're not offering financial advice in a bad way, negative way, or a way that is highly leveraged or out of control. So it's very controlled. So what you need to do is check that they are regulated. Let's have a look at us. Search the register. Samuel & Co. Trading comes up. We've got our reference number. And it tells them what we can do, introducing customers. It talks about permissions, what we can do. Talks about the trading and brand name. Important part. Down here, down the bottom, let me just minimize this. This here is showing us registered Samuel & Co. Trading, regulated from 12th of April 2016. Now, you should be able to search any of the companies that you're wanting to work with. Yeah, they need to have some sort of authority. They need to have some sort of regulation. They need to make sure that this is, you know, completely safe and secure. You know, it's very important. And making sure that we have that is key. I just saw a comment that actually made me quite laugh, actually, about Check Company's House to say that we don't make any profits. What you got to remember is that Company's House is all done by accountants, accountancy world, okay? So accountancy world is all about making sure that outgoings match incoming so that you pay the least amount of tax. And also what you've got to remember there on that comment is that tax is also only on taxable items. If you recall, I just said that spread betting was tax-free, which means that it would not be on the account, just for your reference there. Okay, so we have covered that you have to basically be FCA registered or have some sort of FCA approval. Now, so that's point 2. So basically, we need to make sure that you have got your verified traders, you have got your FCA regs, and most importantly, you know, you want to know more about the company. You want to be able to meet them. Have a physical presence is very important. You know, you need to make sure that you're seeing these people in person. They are real people. They have an office. You know, what you find is a lot of these educators, they'll travel around. You know, they'll be here, they'll be there. We'll teach in a hotel. We'll teach here. We'll teach there. And having all of that kind of stuff is a very much an alarm bell kind of system, because that means that, you know, you can't go and talk to them after you've done the training. There's no physical presence. And that is also alarm bells. Now, what I've actually done for you guys is I've recorded myself talking to a couple of companies. Now, I'm not going to name the companies, but I will upload onto this video potentially, if I can, the conversation that I would have with them. So, you know, basically, you know, how they was trying to make me open accounts, making me do training with them. And the conversation is actually quite laughable once they get caught out on certain topics. So I'll make sure I upload that so you guys can join me and have a laugh on this.
Okay, Samuel is an international registered forex brokerage, and I can see you registered with us showing an interest of wanting to make an additional income.
Brilliant, did I?
Right?
Yeah.
And
This sounds exciting.
just for me to verify that you are eligible to trade with us, alright?
Oh, brilliant. What check did you do to make sure I was eligible to trade with you?
Say what?
What checks did you do to make sure that I was eligible to check with you? That sounds good, though.
Well, how old are you, Samuel?
You actually do realise you can't ask someone on the phone how old they are, just for legality reasons.
And as what I can see here, but you have shown an interest of wanting to make a secondary source of income online, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me just check here. By the way, do you have any experience with trading on the financial market?
No, I don't.
Okay, well that's totally fine because 90% of our successful clients come with no experience, alright? And by the way, what do you currently do for a living, Samuel?
I run my own business.
Oh, what type of business is that? But how many years have you running this kind of business, Samuel?
For 5 years.
Oh, for 5 years. Where are you going to strong? Let's see for that one. And yes, and congratulations with that one, Samuel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our clients, since they are beginners, okay, let me also give you evidence. Sorry for that. That they are expecting at least $500 up to $800 just in a weekly basis, okay?
I just opened an account.
Do you have any money invested with this bank?
No, you just lost it all.
Then please stand aside for people who actually have money with us. Next, please.
Wow.
The expectations from our clients, okay? They are beginners.
That is good.
And for this one, Samuel, okay, what are other type of goals that you would want to achieve? Like, do you have a family? Are you single right now?
Yeah.
And what do you plan to settle soon? Or what are other plans that you make aside from you owning a business or managing your business?
You know, just be happy, you know.
Okay.
These questions.
Since you don't have any experience, okay, we are going to provide your personal ECN broker with a 15 years of experience, so that the broker will teach you from also basic like trading, and sooner or later you can also trade by yourself, alright?
Wow, yeah, that sounds amazing.
And some of our clients...
And whilst you're saying this, I'm actually live trading and I'm at £122 on my pound-dollar long.
That's wrong. And we make sure that we assist them. Since I'm the account manager, my recommendation for you as well, okay, is not to withdraw any profits during at least your first week, okay? Another way, how much were you thinking of getting started with your trading account?
I would probably say, you know, if I can make an extra £800 a month, probably at least, you know, £10,000.
Wise move, young man, and a bold first step towards your financial future. We'll just take that money and employ significant leverage using computer-assisted high-frequency trading and index fund rebalancing to buy ahead of certain stock movements, and it's gone!
What's the company called again? What's the company called again?
Yes, and we are running this type of business for more than 20 years now.
Okay, this is a stick-up. Put all the money in a bag.
Is everything clear for you so far?
Everything clear to me so far is that you've asked me illegal questions on the phone. You're also calling me from an unregulated company and trying to sell to people that don't understand what they're doing. I would love a conversation with your manager if you can put me onto them. Why are you not FCA regulated is the question. But like, how can they phone people up and talk to people like that and say like, what's your dreams, what's your aspirations? Yeah, exactly. Asking, am I in a relationship? Do I plan on settling down?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Samuel. This is Georgina. I'm the senior account manager. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. I've just got a couple of questions.
Okay.
So,
if I may ask, do you have any experience about trading?
yeah, I'm FCA regulated, yes.
Okay, so you're doing trading.
Yeah, correct. So I want to know a couple of information first.
No, listen to me.
Is this the same person? Is this the same person?
No, listen to me.
You are fake news.
You listen to me.
You are fake news.
They're asking me questions.
It's the same person. I'm talking to. I thought I was getting put through to the senior account manager.
No, you're listening to me. They're asking questions, okay?
Are you joking?
Good. So now I wanted to understand that the reason why we're asking for the details is because we're asking if you are eligible to trade with us.
Well, you should know that if you're calling me. You should know that if you're calling me.
Professional, you don't have any knowledge about this.
You should.
Just say you have knowledge about this, but you're
Do you want I can give you my FCA number. Do you want my FCA regulation number?
You think I have it where you say go back.
Please stand aside for people who actually have money with us. Next, please.
As if these people are for real. That for the camera is a clear scam. That's pretty much a little bit more about me in regards to making sure that I'm following the right guidelines. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have got so many different companies that come to your mind that don't tick the list of a verified trader, that don't trade live funds or don't prove that they're trading live funds. they like to do these whole MetaTrader 4 mobile snaps of their trading profits, which is a demo account. You know, it's absolutely fascinating to show that they can make money on demo. And we call those guys demo warriors and demo ballers here at Samuel Trading. So this is me building awareness about the markets and how we want to drive forward kind of ethical, you know, lifestyle. And as you can see, you know, I try to not encroach my lifestyle too much on the company brand. It's more on my Samuel Leach Instagram page, because obviously you've got a lot of that kind of lifestyle marketing, which kind of entraps people. So, you know, you've got to try to pull yourself back from that and make sure that you're looking at not only live stats, but you're looking at, you know, the regulations, you know, just by me saying, guys, are you invested in, you know, guys, the guys that are invested in this chat, can you just message how much you're investing or how much you're trading? You know, that's something that I just want to get across to the rest of the audience here. 25K, Tom Richard Leach, 10K, 3K, 25K. I've been invested 50K, 4K, 25K, 25K. Okay. I haven't paid these guys to join my webinar and tell you how much I've given them. Okay. There's 3 Q&As here. Does anyone have any questions they want to chuck onto the Q&A for me? So we've got one here from Mo. I know a 2-to-1 is what you're looking for per trade. I mean, what total profit gain? So for example, Mo, let's say you're up 10%, then we would expect roughly a 5% or lower drawdown. That's what I would call good trading. With cluster, if the 50 is below to guess 770, we're not discussing cluster on this one, but we put the video on YouTube if you want to watch it on there. That will answer the question. I want to know the difference between the good cluster entries and the bad ones. Pedro, same again. It will be on our YouTube channel in regards to that. I aim for a 1.5-to-1 due to your advice last webinar cluster. Is that acceptable? Definitely is, Martin, and there's been some absolutely awesome entries on the cluster algorithm. Say in 1 year time and I got decent results, could I get in touch and get invested? 100%, Cameron, yeah. There's a big null. You know, again, like I was saying, it's down to the ratios. If you've got a 10% gain, we'd look for a 5% drawdown. Okay, that's what we'd be looking for. So, I mean, am I hitting it home about what you guys should be looking for when you're, you know, even looking for some sort of education in the markets? You know, we should be looking for what? Tell me, guys, I want to just see on the chat what we should be looking for. And you shouldn't be afraid to ask those questions either. You know, I'm sitting here on, you know, an attendance of over 131 people quizzing me on my performance on everything, you know, and I've got obviously 114,000 Instagram followers that daily judge what I'm doing, and I make sure I'm above the line on absolutely everything. And people that want to be, you know, making this kind of step of growing this market and really being a true trader, they need to meet these requirements of verified track record, FCA, presence, and so on and so forth. Absolutely, you know, kind of ticking all of those boxes. Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me about algorithms. So in my regards, I've kind of covered, but are you a verified Forex trader? And I know it sounds really bad, but I haven't met anyone really out there that kind of ticks those boxes. Hashtag transparency. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't seen anyone else that ticks those boxes. I haven't seen anyone show a verified track record. I haven't seen people show their FCA regs, and I haven't seen physical presences. And until that point, when people ask me opinion on these other traders, they're not a trader. They're literally a lifestyle marketeer, in my opinion. Until proven otherwise, that is what I label them as. And I'm not going to label any names, but I can think of a fair few people out there.
You'll feel away. You'll feel away about me. You'll feel away. You'll feel away about me. You'll feel away. You'll feel away about me. You'll feel away. You'll feel away about